This one is Canada. Oh, Canada. Go Little Girl by NQ featuring Zara. NQ featuring Zara. Go Little Girl.
Little girl wants to be famous, wants to travel the world, sign her autograph. Little girl, 506, has dreams, has plans, the future's in her hands. Got the talent, people say she's gonna be someone someday. Star, the one everyone's been waiting for. Go little girl, you've reached your goals. Go what you want, found yourself. It's what you dream, you will succeed, I'm sure. That's you up there on the stage, then on the radio. Oh, little girl, your luck show. Quiet girl, she's shy, trying to find her courage. She's way too nervous, but she'll be fine. She knows she's fine. One day she'll be on cloud nine. It'll be a time to shine. Got the talent, people say she's gonna be someone someday. Since birthday, the one everyone's been waiting for. You've reached the goals, go what you want, found yourself. It's what you dream, you will succeed, I'm sure. That's you up there on the stage, then on the radio. Show.
gonna start with Clarissa on this one. Clarissa, what do you say?
I love the concept of the song. It's very relatable for young people with big dreams. I can definitely relate to that song.
Hmm.
Really cool vocal tone. The voice sounds really youthful, so I think like this artist will sound even more amazing in a year or two from now. Love the message. It's very positive, very encouraging, and I think the youth, really, really need that. I think the song is way too long. Uh, the intro and the outro could be cut down. I found that there were a lot of spaces in the song where there was no singing that I thought could be maybe fixed by working on the phrasing and the structure more. It tends to drag on a little bit in some parts, like I'm waiting for a vocal to come in. I love the what I believe to be the pre-chorus, the "She's got talent," people say. I love that melody. That's my favorite part of the song. I think that part should be repeated again just to really solidify that section of the song. I think just work on the structure of it, shorten it, and I think it'll be really awesome. I'll give it a 7.
I give it a 7. All right. Khalik, what say you, my friend?
Yeah, it's this song is cute. It's funny. The singer, she sounds very young, so it fits the poor go little girl, whatever it is. Um, I think what they should do really that would help take it up to another level is, first of all, it's way too long, like everybody says. So look where you can cut out some stuff. But secondly, it has like kind of a tribal electronic feel, So them toms that were back there with that drum beat, they just got the kick and the snare up there, but get them toms up there so that you get that tribal thing going, and then they got some electronic stuff going back in there with the instruments. And as she's saying her thing, there should be like a call and response between the vocals and the instrument. It would make it really interesting and good. And it has that throwback kind of that Korg M1 sax that was like the first sample sax on a keyboard. That little cheesy thing is it's funny to hear that come back, but it's its own little sonic hook. I think if it's cut down and just gets to the point and gets a little more rhythmic stuff in there, this song has some nice stuff going with it. So I'll give it a 7.5.
7.5. Mishka.
Here's what I want to say. Young lady, you can sing. And again, you're singing in the wrong key. So I'm going to blame that on NQ. Please raise her keys. Let her sing a little higher. I started working with Janae when she was 12 years old. And I'm going to tell you right now that this young lady is a Janae in the making. But you're going to have to raise her keys and let her sing up a little higher, because she really needs to be up at least 3 semitones. She's really a great young singer. The song is really, really adorable. And I kind of feel like those sections where there is no singing, your ad libs that you're singing a little too late, should just be a little earlier. And I think if you just kind of unleash her, let her do her thing in those spots, fill up those spaces with some of her beautiful ad libs, because I think she's really got it. Because the structure of the song to me is kind of disjointed, I'm not going to give it as high a score as I would had you had this key up a little bit higher. But she's a tremendous singer. What a freaking find. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5.
Great singer.
Thank you,
so
Mr.
yeah, so everybody talked about the length. We know that, and again, I kind of want to go back to what Ray said about this is really a feedback loop, and I got to give an applaud for young artists to have the courage to submit songs. Maybe they're early in their careers, early in their songwriting, but I really got to just tip a hat to the courage, because it's really courageous to do this stuff and to put yourself out there, and I think that's fantastic. A super interesting voice, okay, and the groove is kind of cool. Now, this is just maybe me, but I think you got to be careful with this thing I'll call the millennial vocal stylings. There's a whole bunch of them, the whisper, the whoop, this, that. And this one I call speak sing. And you had a ton of classic, the major third whoop that's out there. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it. And, I think that there's so much potential here. I think it'll evolve on its own. I just always say be mindful, because it's everywhere. Not having a bass line It's stylistic maybe, but it always makes with no counterpoint for the harmony with the bass line makes it a little bit less interesting sometimes. Um, you know, I now there's something here. Mishka talked about it. That was she has an authentic quality, and although I think it's in the Rough Diamond state, but this is something big here. I think this is a really wonderful, authentic voice. Song's okay, right? I think if you took the litmus, is one of my favorite litmuses. If you take the song away from the production, away with the hooks, and just tinkled it on a piano or strummed it on a guitar, I think all the things that could be better about the song would just jump out you. You go, I can't repeat that again. I can't do that again. I think the whole song would be exposed if you took it back and played it on a guitar and sang it. What came out of that session would then fix everything, in my opinion. Lyrically, I think it's a lot of I focused. I don't talk about lyrics that much, but this was, very first person. I'm feeling. I love the simplicity of that, but ultimately, to me, lyrics get really, really, really interesting when they're metaphors and similes that evoke feelings. Okay, a key takeaway. Very interesting, potentially authentic artist, quality voice. There is a storyteller in the making. The production was creative, but tread lightly with no bottom end. The song needs edits, but I can't wait for her next song and then the next one and so on. Because of some of the things that are new and it's a beginner's, we're at the beginning, 7 out of 10.
At the end, even after the singing, there was some instrumental stuff at the end, which has absolutely no value. Pack your stuff in a shorter time. Organize your musical ideas. Try to keep it evolving. Try to keep it less predictable. And please don't drone on the same section over and over and over again. It looks like you guys didn't know what you're going to do. You were just kind of marking time. Don't do that. Otherwise, very good effort, and keep submitting your songs. NQ featuring Zara.